Been destroyed in the Victorian bushfire crisis, but there's fears for many more. The worst of the devastation is at Bunyip, and emergency services are being stretched to the limit. Helpless residents were left with no option but to watch their livelihoods burn, and for some, it was all too much.
The Jinx Creek winery today, absolutely devastated. After evacuating, the Clark family watched their life's work exploding on television. Nick McCallum, 7 News.
And reporter Jody Lee is in the fire zone for us this evening. Jody, what's the situation there tonight?
Well, there are now 19 fires burning across the state of Victoria. There's still an emergency warning in place at Dargo, but thanks to a cool change that moved through overnight, firefighters have had more favourable conditions, and the main fire burning at the Bunyip State Park has now been downgraded to a watch and act. Pending those conditions continue to improve, crews here say they hope to have the fire under control by Wednesday. OK, thanks Jody. Now for the rest of tonight's top stories, and he tortured his new girlfriend's 2-year-old daughter so badly that she died. Now, after hearing horrific details of how she was mistreated, a jury has found Mohammed Zama guilty of her murder.
It had been 5 hours since Mohammed Kazmar bashed a toddler at Guildford, when police finally caught up with him.
When the juror announced the unanimous guilty verdict, there were gasps from his family members in the back of the courtroom. Mohammed Kazmar himself blinked very slowly and stared straight ahead.
He'll be sentenced next month. Leonie Ryan, 7 News.
A man charged with causing a deadly multi-car crash in Sydney on Saturday night is having a tough time in jail, according to his lawyer. John Pagakis has been there since his arrest early yesterday. The 34-year-old allegedly ran from the scene moments after the crash that left a 12-year-old boy dead and his mother and little sister critically injured.
He's in custody now for the first time. How's he handled that? And the realisation?
With great difficulty as it sinks in.
Yeah, the 34-year-old didn't apply for bail today. He'll face court again in May. A New South Wales MP has spoken of the moment that he was allegedly threatened with a sledgehammer while campaigning. Bruce Notley-Smith said it hasn't deterred him, though, for his bid for re-election.
MPs expect so-called political hatchet jobs and precision strikes. But on the weekend, Coogee MP Bruce Notley-Smith came face-to-face with a man carrying a real sledgehammer.
And reporter Sean Berry is at State Parliament for us tonight. Sean, the state's most marginal seat is deadlocked.
Yes, Daniel, East Hills is a key focal point and a seat that Labor has to pick up if it is to win government. The latest figures show that the government and opposition are neck and neck there, with the ALP managing a swing of just 0.4%. It's a different story though in the seat of Ryde. The government is still comfortably in front, 53 to 47, but Labor has gained ground with a large swing of 8.5%. 2 seats to watch closely in coming weeks, where both sides are really going to campaign quite hard. Daniel.
OK, thanks Sean. A dash cam has caught the moment that a gunman opened fire outside a Melbourne boxing match. He's seen running toward a confrontation across the street, then opens fire 4 times. A driver, trying to reverse away from the danger, backed into the car. A married father was killed. Police have identified 3 suspects now, and the nationwide manhunt is underway. Outgoing Liberal MP Julie Bishop maintains she would have beaten Bill Shorten had her party made her Prime Minister. The former Deputy Leader has also brushed off comments from another Liberal MP who says he regrets voting for her.
After checking in her suitcase, Julie Bishop deals with some political baggage, her claim that she had the best chance of beating Bill Shorten.
Any person who stands for election to a leadership position must believe that they can beat the opposition, otherwise you wouldn't stand.
It's hard to believe, but it's almost 5 years since MH370 disappeared. We'll have the latest next in Prime7 News. Also, we'll tell you what sent flames shooting almost 20 metres into the air and the terrible toll from a series of powerful tornadoes in the United States. An aviation pioneer who took to the sky and conquered an ambition has been honoured today. Yes, the new Western Sydney Airport will be known as the Nancy Bird Walton International Airport. At 19, she was the youngest ever woman in the Commonwealth to gain a commercial pilot's licence, and she later helped start the legendary Flying Doctor service. The bulldozers still have much to do at Badgerys Creek. The state government says the precinct will create around 2,500 jobs. Let's have a quick check of finance for you. The Aussie shares have closed higher despite the market running out of puff after a bumper start to trade. Tech shares are up a collective 2%, consumer staples just over 1%, and the Aussie dollar, as we flip the page, there it is, consider it flipped, 70.89 US cents. The Malaysian government says it will consider resuming the search for down flight MH370 as families mourn the upcoming 5th anniversary of the plane's disappearance, still with no answers. A second search mission was aborted in May last year, but the government says it will look again if it has credible leads.
That is the most famous question. Have you moved on? And I ask you, without an answer, how does anybody move on?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, isn't it? 6 Australians were among the 239 people on board when the flight vanished on March 8, 2014. A gas pipeline's exploded in the US, shooting flames almost 20 metres into the air. The massive eruption levelled a construction site nearby, knocked out power to most homes in the area. The pipeline company says no work was being done on the line at the time. Unbelievably, no one was seriously hurt. And commercial space travel has taken another giant leap. 24 hours after blasting off, the SpaceX Dragon capsule became the first commercial spacecraft to dock with the International Space Station. It was high above Australia. The welcoming party had a chance to board and to meet Ripley, the mannequin, who was the test dummy astronaut, as you'd want, wouldn't you? The Dragon will spend 5 days there before heading back to Earth. Now, Boeing's also planning a launch rocket at SpaceX. They're planning to return with human passengers on board as early as July. Well, there could be some changes coming in the NRL. We'll have some details next in Prime7 Sport. And the Australian women's rugby captain set to face a tribunal hearing for biting. Todd Greenberg has revealed the NRL is planning a shake-up to the final series. A new format could be introduced for the 2020 season.
Looking to innovate and just looking to change up some things and prepare ourselves for what a new broadcast deal looks like in a couple of years.
Yeah, speaking in Brisbane, Greenberg says the city is a prime candidate for any future expansion plans. Well, the Australian women's rugby captain will face a tribunal hearing shortly to answer this biting allegation made by a Wallaroos teammate.
Hang on.
I'm just saying, I've been bitten.
That's your night in sport. Elly's on the way next. We'll have a look at your national forecast for tomorrow. And look at this one. Laurel sent in this beauty at Shelley Beach. If you've got one, we'd love to see yours, so send it in. What to wear to work tomorrow? Well, whatever you like, unless you have to wear a uniform, of course. But to help with the all-important question, Elly Wicks is here. Weather, what is doing for us tomorrow for Tuesday?
Well, maybe pack your umbrella if you're in the southeast, I reckon. Good evening, everyone. Many of us sweltered in the south today under a high, with temperatures close to 40 degrees for some. But for the north, we had moderate temperatures with showers and onshore winds yet again along the coast. The hot weather shouldn't last too long in the south, with a cold front passing through, causing temperatures to drop by midweek. For those for the north, though, we'll see that same change on Thursday. We are expecting to see a few showers in the southeast tomorrow. And if we have a look at that all-important rainfall map, we are only expecting light falls. It's a little bit unpredictable, though, hard to gauge, but we could be seeing up to 15 millimetres in Wagga tomorrow. Less, though, in Orange, and the far north coast will continue to see light falls like we have the past few days. Having a look at the forecast now across the state tomorrow, we've got showers for Wagga, 35, Orange, a few storms and 30 degrees. It's going to be a hot one in Condobolin with 37 the top. And around Australia, we can see those showers for the southeast. Canberra, our capital, heading for a top of 35 tomorrow, Dan.
Good on you, Elly. Thank you. Look forward to our office debrief tomorrow of my kitchen rules.
Absolutely.
She's a big
will
fan.
We ever?
All righto, that's your news for this Monday, the 4th of March. Thanks so much again for your company. I'm Daniel Gibson. Stay with us for Prime7 News and weather updates right through the evening. And of course, Michael Usher will bring you the latest from 11:15. Till I see you again, have a great night. Bye for now.